Kia ora. We are learning to use standard written form to solve division problems. You can use standard written form to solve the division problems. So I brought this down to the left-hand side. You can see you've got the calculation 75 divided by 3. And you've got the problem over here. I have 75 gel pens that I want to share between myself and 2 best friends. How many do we each get? So using the standard written form, I've got 3 because that's how many people I'm sharing between. And I've got my total amount of gel pens, which is 7 and 5. To help calculate and work this out, I'm also going to draw and write down the 10s and the 1s separately so I can visualize and see very clearly how I'm going to solve this problem. So here you can see that we've got 70, so that's 7 groups of 10. So we've got 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 and 70. So I can clearly see how many groups of 10 I've got there. And I've also drawn little counters for the 1s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now that I'm also drawing out 3 groups, because I know I have to divide the number 75 by 3. And so you can quite clearly see one group, second group, and a third group. And now as I'm putting the 10s in equal fair share, dividing them, I'm crossing them out as I'm going. So in the first group, they have got 10, 20. Second group has got the same, and the third group has got the same. Because we are equal, fair, and sharing, which means every person has to have the same amount. And we can see this, that under the 7 10s, I can equally get 2 sets for each of the 3 people. So that's why I've got the number 2 here, and that's under the 7 10s. And we still have 1 10 which is left over. Now, to use the 1 10 which is left over, we have to split it into 5. So split in half, so we've got 5 and 5, because we've got 5 1s over here, which we don't want to forget about. We then add the 5 to each of the groups. We've got 5, 10, and 15, which takes up our last numbers which were left. So we move our 10 from our first box into our second box. We have that 1 there, as you can see, which is a 10, and the 5, which gives us the number 15. We then need to use the equal, fair, and share. 15 divided by 3 equals 5. And as you can see, to double check you're correct, you can see the answers here to the left in the standard written form. You can also see it in the visual aid to the right. So inside each group, we've got 10, 25. So 25 here matches the 25, which is the number there. And the answer to the original problem, 75 divided by 3, the answer, of course, is 25. So when you're working this out, I would like to see in your books, to start with for your first 5 answers, using a visual aid like I have done here, separating your 10s and your 1s so you can clearly see who is getting what and that you have equally fared and shared. This will help you remember when using your standard written form if you've got any 10s to be carrying over. You're going to solve this problem before coming to your workshop. You need to show how you solve this using the standard written formation which I've shown you previously. I have got 84 basketballs that I want to share between 6 teams, which gives me the calculation 84 divided by 6. I've wrote it down in the standard formation down here, 6 divided by 84. How many basketballs does each team get? As well as the answer, I also want to see how you've calculated it and solved this problem. Until next time.